So, anything you guys want to address session-wise before we begin?
No.
All bow to Helios.
We want to abandon all plans and head west.
Nope, no, but
West
The
is fine.
Nomadar marches. Nomadar
West is
marches
fine.
seem to be nice this time of year.
Yeah. You can go
Do the whole
west.
thing.
West is nice.
Go
Well,
west.
There's a blue dragon spotted in Greenfish that I want to check out.
yeah,
We
have
decided to open a small little haberdashery.
We have to
Yeah.
cross the Domandor plain. No,
yeah. So, yeah. That's not. Oh wow. There's some feedback there, Marta.
Res.
From what then?
Micro.
Als jij praat, dan je. Ik hoor u nog wel, maar dus please only speak when spoken to, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Noise canceller is even misschien.
Are we glad you're not Nolan? Oh.
Yeah, well.
But that's what no one hears in his head.
Alright, so. Last we left off, you were casting a Greater Restoration spell. Normally just an action and done. That's not how we do things here.
Apparently.
Because what you are faced with currently is that Sarda Elist, the girl you're trying to help with runes all over her arms, denoting a certain influence of one of the 4 demons that once roamed this plane, this world. One you haven't encountered before, whereas Nolan was infected by the Trahas. She is taken by Brenar. And so you found yourself transported to a strange ocean filled with ice above, but seemingly boiling in an impossibly bright light. And then reaching to the deep depths, not a bottom in sight. There you saw this aquatic creature, almost mermaid-like, but humanoid in appearance, and strangely beautiful as well. But in the reflection of the ice, which you realized was a life-sized iceberg that was barely half her size, you see something more. Its true form, perhaps. This impossibly large creature stands before you and speaks to you. She speaks in your minds, and as you look round, you yourself have these scaled hands and this seemingly similar size. You look around, and you see not the people who you joined the ritual with. And this would be Boris, Nolan, and Cassius. Because you were pulled because of the mental connections that you so dutifully made for me. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
From outside, Gord and Dario look on, still currently at a flash of bright light as Boris's magic initiated the ritual. And nothing more than that. Gord being barred by the Hallow spell, and Dario, well, keeping his distance. Also not really included, because guess what? He's not one of the humans. With that, this strong, loud voice spoke in the three of you's voice, in the three of you's heads, as she introduced herself as the priestess of unity, in the words of Decay, made manifest. So, here the three of you are. Is there anything you wish to say, ask, or do?
Do I still feel a connection to Helios?
Yes,
Different
but
from before, or
distant. This is not. This sun above you is not Helios. This is not your star. But you feel through the ritual, you do feel a sense of control. Like you are the one tethering yourself. And you can sense that there are other people around you, even though you can't quite see them yet. No, Cassius.
Is this the part where you are going to unite everyone and then become a god? I mean, this sounds so familiar. Why are you so intent on taking over humans?
Boris and Cassius, you do hear Nolan speak, distant in an echo, and garbled by the water. The arms of this impossibly large mermaid open up and smile, and all three of you can see this as she speaks again. Our goal is simply to reform our unity, to once more become those who we were, to remember our gods and bring them back from oblivion. Our goals are not towards humans. It is simply that they inherited the souls who we once were.
I tend to disagree, since there is no logical explanation for this. We are born with our souls, not yours. You are imposing your souls on us. You decided to, if I'm correct, you decided to sacrifice your whole species to create a god, to oppose the swarm? Correct?
Yes, but we are more than simply the demons that raised this world. Now, indeed, that is all that remains. If we were to reawaken, if we were to find our rage once more, with all the powers of the world divided as they are, the gods themselves, then that shall be the fire beckons the swarm once more. But that is not our wish. We remember what we were. But we were amongst the first to reach towards the light, to be born with the ability to shape our reality. We simply wish to return to that simpleness, that blissful.
I assume that there is some kind of magic or spell or ritual going on around us?
You're saying that to her?
No, I'm
Hmm.
thinking this, or I'm trying to figure out what Boris can see.
Okay. You have your faculties with you. You are simply being projected into this. You know that there is. Normally, the ritual itself should have been over instantly. And you hold that power that courses through you. You can feel it. This way out. But you realize that you are being held here.
Do I see anything or any activities that I can mentally link to what I read in the Scrolls of the Founding Light?
I would say make a religion roll.
Oh wow, amazing.
You are thrust into an alien world, an alien creature of impossible size that is mimicking a humanoid face. Right now, there's nothing that you can link to Helios. But as you search for it, you do feel this head of this mermaid that is 1,000 times larger than you are come closer and closer, and narrower eyes. And she's gonna speak to you, Boris, directly. Your soul is not of us. Yet I feel the presence of kinship. Formed by a sibling of Metandor, savior of your... I can hear your God's call to anyone who'd answer. Yet they are still chained by those who bound them. Do you seek the knowledge to speak so they may understand?
What is the cost?
The head retracts, more distant now. A chance at unity. I understand you have a bond with my vessel. You do not wish her to be corrupted. Is that correct?
Indeed. Do we have a mental link with each other, by the way, or not?
I only opened it between myself and Sarda and did not include anyone else to keep it as
Okay.
straightforward as possible, so there is no mental connection.
I'll have to shout at Nolan then. But I assume the lady is still talking, so...
I was about to say, so, yeah, the last thing she'll say is, what we provide is not corruption. She and I are one. We are the same being.
I look over to Nolan and ask, what is this unity she's speaking of?
With that, you look around. You don't see anyone, but I would say make a charisma save.
Oh, fuck, here we go.
Okay,
Nice.
Helios is with me today.
indeed.
For
So you focus and you feel for a moment a twitch, like reality just shuddered. And next to you, you no longer see the scaled hands. You suddenly return to being Boris underwater, and you see next to you appearing Nolan and Cassius. But
We
they
don't see
don't
him.
seem to notice you.
yeah, we don't.
No.
Because I was able to hear Nolan when he talked earlier, and I
Yeah.
assume Boris when he talked earlier, but I can't
Yes.
see them.
Correct.
Okay. Because in order to use the telepathy feat, I need to be able to see them, so that's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Do I see anything else besides us two and the plane we're in, I assume?
Right now, make a perception roll. Okay, 13. You look round, and there is light from above, there is darkness below, and everything else is clear. But you look behind you, and you see a shadow forming in the distance. Something not coming closer, but something growing.
I'm still tethered to the hallowed ground. Or I
You
sense
are.
the power still there.
Yeah, you do feel that you are connected still.
Can I try... See what I could say, can I try and fuel the power that I feel against my restraint, push back, and pull Nolan and Cassius with me?
Okay. I will say, roll another charisma save. You've already very much succeeded on the first one, so this will be a little easier.
Of course.
Okay, it's 9s or 25s today, guys. There's nothing else.
Fucking hell.
All right. So you try, you look, you see them, and you reach for them. And the two hands of the mermaids become walls and simply block you off. Do you seek the knowledge to speak, so they may understand? She repeats.
I speak with a speaking voice to reach the back of the church. Then I say, I'm not interested in your unity. I know my friends are here, I have seen them. I think it is time for us to break this spell and get back to our realm.
She retracts. And then she turns to Nolan. Escan,
Mm.
do you remember when our minds first met? So long ago. I need you to make a charisma save, Nolan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
We'll make
boy.
him feel
I was about to say.
Kan ik hem aanraken trouwens?
You tried.
I was actually about to say.
Can I
Brennar
do-
Xine Tragasio.
Okay.
Unity to oppose the swarm.
Can I cast guidance? Is what I'm trying to figure out.
You're floating. You can't touch him.
All right.
It touched me.
You're dead now, old geezer.
And there's no way Gord is within 10
I'm
feet
not
of us.
dead.
Nope.
I will see the light.
You're not alive, are you saying then? I mean,
So, Nolan, you feel something burn, and you get transported back.
Yeah.
You. This is not your world. This is not Iskan's world. Somewhere there is a memory of this storm of minds and explosions, magic like Nolan has never experienced. For the wizard's mind, impossible to comprehend. You see demons being ripped to shreds, larger than worlds themselves. You see them being pushed into realms of the abyss that form around them as they scream. And there you feel 1,000 other voices coming into the fight as allies. But this is not like the storm around you. This rage, this anger, this need to destroy. There is a calm, collected purpose. Anger no less than yours, rage no less than yours, but calm, calculated. And within this form sit a number of minds. One in the center is the one standing before you. And she speaks again. Even against the swarm, you still felt the need for curiosity. Minds like yours were the first ones to be silenced. Minds like yours are among the first to re-emerge.
I haven't been silenced yet. Here I still am.
You are. And what
It
better?
is the moment where the four elder gods met.
This memory is when you found us, or we found you. The two, not yet the four. You can be our advocate. You must understand. We do not wish to descend into that rage once more. We simply want to exist again.
I, Nolan, want to keep existing as well. I will not become an empty vessel, an empty shell filled with the rage of you. There has to be a unity. There has to be a balance.
And so, perhaps in this life, if Iskan is remaining dormant, you can see, though, that we have no need for conquest. We have no malice. We are simply here to reclaim that which was taken from us.
Your unity.
In our
Because
existence. Yes.
how does one recreate their existence? Is
Because
it
we
by
still
means
believe.
of invading the humans that are now on this realm? So we trade one existence for the other.
Without us, these souls would have been lost.
your souls, not the human souls. I still believe in the power of mankind.
But don't
Even
you
though-
understand? They are one and the same.
I didn't really get the feeling that when Iskan was trying to take me over, Nolan, would still keep existing. So I'm not really sure how that how that works.
You are still same. Your personality is the same. It is your
I read
memories.
I read this thing about gods having champions. Could I like become the champion of the four elder gods?
I recognize you, Iskan. You were not a warrior, though you tried to be. You are always curious, always seeking knowledge, even if it means your doom. In this life, you can be an advocate for our well-being.
And how that work? Would I have to do anything special? I mean, I still have very big plans. Do I need a library? I need to make a library in Graven. We need to murder Kixerin. Did you have anything to do with the whole destroying Kixerin's horde and demons popping out of the floor? Was that your doing?
He thinks for a moment. The moment of Sada's awakening is one that tapped into the rage. I believe it was the swarm that brought those creatures to this world, or at least an agent of them.
On the swarm. Okay,
But
that's that lens.
it is not even. These are afterthoughts of the swarm. These are memories. These are not what we faced. And this name, Kirxerin, he believes he become not the fifth, but the one. He believes he can surpass all of it and become the one mind in control of so much death.
So that would mean he would control you as well,
I-
the four.
I do not think if he is done, there will be souls of us left. Be
Yeah, he will reap mankind. Is he going to? You have experience with sacrificing whole species. Do you think his plan is to sacrifice whole of humanity to ascend to godhood, just like the fall did?
There are many of those who sought the swarm that believed they could control it, that they could be the law in chaos. There are a few who escaped and are forever hunted for it. Ixerin, his mind is cold and calculated. It is not one of hubris. He knows what he will do, and then she turns away from you, Nolan, and seemingly staring in the distance, but in fact she's staring back to Boris. Who will be the first to reach the chains of your god and find their gratitude. And what would a man such as him do with such a privilege?
Hmm.
Ooh.
You must understand, I am more than simply a memory of a long dead soul. I see you, Escan. I see your memories. But they are faded, worn in the body that you reside in. I do not wish ill upon my vessel, but I am more than simple afterthought. I was the priestess of unity. I was the one to bring them together. I was the one to cast our souls into the dark. And we did so willingly.
Dang.
At this point, Dario, you see a flash of light. But what you thought would be an instant is no such thing. You keep staring at this blinding light, and it stays there. You look around, and you can move. However, the orc, the hobgoblin, the two dwarves, they are frozen in time. You see not their clothes move. You do not feel the wind blowing. You look around and there is absolute silence. But you look over to Gord, and he is not standing in blinding light. There is a shadow draped over him, standing over him. And you hear him mumble something.
We took a dead world and made it live again. Their gods refused to remain forgotten, forced us to spill our own blood. They only wished to grow their rage, to consume, to find power, to win a fight long lost. And we obliged them, and joined our rage and purpose, our resolve, and we turned them back to the ash where they came from. And if they so wish another taste of oblivion, then a soldier shall never say no. And all it took was all we had built, all the souls we had saved, all the earth we had tilled. And all that remains is my rage in a world dead once more.
Gord,
So
Gord.
Black Venas couldn't be trusted, and then you pulled this fucking rug from under our
Nah,
feet,
it's
motherfucker.
everyone is. That's Tatiana talk. No, Ante talking.
Gonna chime in with a what the fuck?
Yeah, well, if it
Okay,
was
yeah, we're
Nolan,
not
we would
there.
have understood. Gord,
And
are you alright?
There's
Do you hear
nothing
me,
from
Gord?
him.
Yeah. What's it again?
Yeah, you're just staring into that dome and you just feel fucking angry.
Can I approach Gord? Or can I see the girl? Where's the girl?
You see
Can I-
the only before you see a flash of white. You see the
Yes.
silhouette of the girl and the people inside it, but everything else around you is frozen in time.
But I can move.
You can move.
Okay. And I see Gord spouting weird stuff.
Yeah.
Spawn
I
all
say
emo on
I'm
us.
going to move towards the girl, I'd say.
Okay.
Or
So you're slowly, very carefully moving,
yes.
and as you are about to reach the threshold of the hallowed ground, you see Gord's arm just move towards you, but he's feet away. But the shadow follows, and you see this large hand, black in shadow, block your path and physically pushing you away.
All right. I turn around and I look at Gord. I just shout him in. Let me through! She needs our help! What's going on? No response.
No
Okay,
response.
then
The
I'll
second
say-
hand of Gord now reaches, and you can see him press into a place where he cannot go. And you can see him strain, his hand starting to bloody as he presses into it. And then you see this looming shadow grow and grow, starting to spread in a dome around the hallowed ground where he is being blocked from.
Mhm.
The light
Nice.
dims, and a perfectly opaque black dome starts to form around the hallowed ground.
Oh. Is that how? Is that?
Wait, I am in the I'm outside the hallowed ground.
Yeah, you are outside, and it is like, if you try to touch it, it is like cold glass.
Okay. Well, that's weird. I turn around and I'm like, where's Nolan?
This
Gord.
seems familiar and important.
Yes, yes, indeed. I should have paid attention to Nolan. I want to guard.
Okay.
Since everything's blocking me. Come to your senses. Can I face him? Like
Sure, go for it.
face slap. I'm gonna face slap him.
All right, easy enough. Gord, you take no damage, but you do feel someone slapping you, and you wake up for a moment, and you you don't really feel pain, but you're like, oh wow, you see the blood dripping off this black. You can see your own reflection, and your eyes are completely black.
Get a grip. What's going on?
Is
We're trying to
this
save the
supposed
girl.
to happen?
By the way, Gord, you heard that voice. You heard those words being spoken, but you didn't realize it was you who was saying it.
You were spouting all sorts of weird stuff. I don't really get what you were saying.
That was me.
Yeah, it was you. It was you. And I don't know. You were forcing your way, or at least not you. There's some evil dark shadow behind you, and it's pushing. It wants to push its way inside the dome. I think it wants to kill the presence that's inside of the girl. It wants to kill It wants to prevent the god from returning to this realm. That's my conclusion.
I feel my
It's
body's
it-
still trembling and I'm still angry somehow, but I'm not entirely sure
You're
why.
angry. Well, I don't know why. You shouldn't be angry. We're trying to help the girl.
I take a couple of steps back if I can
Okay.
and try to distance myself a little bit more.
Well,
Look at my hands.
whatever's behind you is very angry at whatever's inside the other one, in the girl. They don't get along. They don't seem to get along. But I want to get in. I want to help the girl. I can't. Blast.
Can I close my eyes and look into myself and see if there are memories there, if there's a knowledge about why I should be angry? Want heel
Oké.
dat gedoe met de 3 humans heb ik niks aan meegepikt, hè?
Nee. Dus alles wat er binnenin gaat, wordt ineens gewoon heel kwaad.
Ineens gewoon bols, ja.
Sure. You know what? Here's a funny one. Roll an insight check. I'll say with advantage.
Because it's into myself. Inside advantage.
Thank God for that
Thank
advantage.
God. Ja, 18 en 1.
All right. So yeah, you are of two minds on this. Okay, you focus. And you go towards that anger. And you suddenly hear the thudding of explosions. But you are a soldier, you've been in combat, you have fought your battles, and as an adventurer as well, you've seen, well, Nolan blow up a lot of shit. But this is a different. There is a thud, a push into your chest. It rocks you, but it doesn't stop. There is a barrage coming and coming and coming, just completely thrashing everything. You feel dirt slam into your face. You feel blood, warm blood, immediately chill. You look at your hands. You see strange weapons hanging from you. You see a friend. Someone who's been with you since the beginning. Ripped in half. The demon that slayed him looks up. And you feel such rage. You don't reach for your weapons. You simply reach with your hands to the demon's throat and squeeze. And you feel that power that's been beckoning, that's been calling you, asking for just a little more. You push the demon aside, take your weapon and fire. A horrendous sound. An alien sound coming from this weapon. Not simply a blast, but you see runes light up and a fire of black fire shooting forward and disintegrating this creature. You look up. You see what remains of your city. This shouldn't have happened. They knew too much about your defenses. The first time in so many years, this is a losing battle. And that's where you're standing back in front of this dome.
Hey, go on. Hello.
Yeah, sorry, Dario.
Wow. How are you?
You
Like,
see
it's
him
very
physically
important.
upset. Like he just went through something very hard.
So are you alright?
No, I'm not there yet.
You don't seem alright. What's going on?
Some weird memories. I'm not sure what's real,
Oh,
what's.
well, yeah.
We'll
Where
talk
are we?
about it later, I guess. What's happening with the ritual? Are they okay or?
I don't know. I can't get inside. Everything's frozen, and I don't know what's going on really. I mean, one moment I was casting the spell with Boris, and now I'm stuck here with you outside of a dome.
I should be outside the dome as well. I mean, if I'm still there,
You would have been.
because I opened the connection and then I went out. Because being inside the dome of radiant divinity makes me feel
Yeah.
bad.
But
So I don't know if I'm still out there or not.
I will say that is true. Okay. Yeah, you are outside the dome. But how do we put this? Yeah, you are completely unaware of this. You are frozen in place in that moment as well. You are inside and you are seeing this, so you are not aware of what's happening outside.
Yeah, no, I figured as much.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But
you
they
would
see
be
me standing
frozen.
there.
Yeah, you would be frozen, and yeah, so your eyes are completely glazed over and just standing there.
Cassius is not here at the moment. Please
Yeah.
return.
So, with that, we will turn back inside, as I'd like all of you inside to make a perception roll, please.
Inside as in inside the thing or inside
Mhm.
the mindscape?
Inside the mindscape, yeah.
Okay,
the three humies.
Perception.
Oh, het gaat weer 2000 of zo waarschijnlijk.
Okay, yeah.
Hoppa.
Right, so Nolan and Boris, you're kind of busy right now. Cassius, you are hearing these voices and seeing this giant creature. What the fuck? And so you're trying to like not look at her. Like you're trying to like, I'm not here. You know, you don't. If I don't see it, it's not real. And so you look behind you, where there is like an expanse, a featureless ocean of water that seems to, like, even you realize right now that that horizon is a lot bigger. That's really strange thing that your mind clicks to. Like, you have an idea of what a horizon is. Like, you've been, you know, you've been probably close to the sea, or at least have seen the ocean. There is a certain point where horizon starts, right?
Yeah, at some point it should start. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not really the case here. It's like, oh crap, this is a lot big. There's like an agoraphobia that takes you over. Like, whoa, fuck,
Yeah.
this is not supposed to be going on this long. Like, this is a
very small in a very large world.
Yeah. And then there is the thing that you don't know, but Boris saw earlier. This rapidly expanding shadow that is slowly growing in both height and width, and starting to reach for the sky and expanding slowly, dimming the light. And this is happening fast.
Is it? Well, I don't actually know if that was bad, because the only instruction about this that I know, that I heard, was Nolan saying, if you see light, don't go into the light. That's all I have to go on, information-wise. So, like, I don't even know if the light going away would be bad. But I am just patiently waiting until Nolan Boris or Dario fixes whatever this is.
I'm a light cleric. I emit light.
Actually, I will. If I try to summon a dagger in my hand, does it work? Or I mean, my scaly fish hand that I now
Yeah.
have. Does that work? Like, do I have my weapons, or am I as naked as the day I was born, so to speak?
You focus, and so for the records, when you create these psychic daggers, you can't see them, right? But you know you have them in your hand.
Yeah, but I know they're there.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I would assume they're with me. So yeah.
Yeah, so you're looking at a dagger right now. It is large. You start to realize the scale is a little off on everything here. It is intricate. It is carved in runes, and it is not like anything you've ever seen before.
And
But
it is not at all what I expected.
No. It's also not really in the aesthetic of this place. It's not very fishy. It is more arboreal. It looks more plant-like, grown. You even see like leaf patterns, or no, those are actually leaves.
Huh.
And as you look up, her face is right there. She is leaning in, and there is basically your vision is her single eye.
God.
And there is a smile. Have you longed for the ways?
Would it matter if I did?
It does if you wish to know who you were. Were you a leader? Were you a warrior? Were you one that was first to lunge into the darkness?
Listen, lady, I'm still trying to figure out who I am, and
Dramatic.
who I was
Lady.
is not at all important. Not in this life or in any previous life, for that matter. I came here to fetch a girl and get out, and I don't really want or need to be involved in whatever the hell this is.
Simple man.
You are more than you were. Both Escan and many others. Your connections, your abilities. You never wondered.
Fuck, he's got me there.
Aha.
What do you know about my abilities?
I know that the connection you form, the powers you summon, they are one. The soul you are. You were the one to give your people the sorrow to become what they are by severing that innate connection, the root that connects you all. If I give you your name, then the connection shall be made again.
And then what? Because I'm assuming you wouldn't be doing this out of the kindness of your own heart.
Oh.
I am simply here to show a gentler way. What if you find what is buried beneath your soil? What if you find it in a moment of crisis? The only way it manifests is rage.
And you're offering an alternative then?
I am offering a path, a gentle path to reach the inevitable.
And what would the inevitable be then? You reclaiming my soul as who I used to be.
I would do no such thing. My concern is for those of us, not of them, not of you.
Shit, I'm thinking. Neither me nor Cassius were made for situations and dilemmas like this. Just go in, grab a soul, easy, 20 minutes. No big deal.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
Can I try and pull the ripcord again? By, in my floaty state, trying to kneel down,
Yeah.
pray to Helios, focus on whatever tether or anchor I'm still feeling, gathering as much of the holy power I still have, casting light on my armor, just being that star in the sky, trying to pull everybody back in and break this.
Make another charisma save. 19. Cassius,
Yes.
you suddenly see something appear. The dagger in your hand vanishes even though you feel it's still there. Your hands are no longer scaled. You are looking at your human hands. However, the creature before you is now grown tenfold. You feel an insignificant little speck. You look upon a face, eyes, and a mouth larger than a mountain. Literally, as there is an iceberg right there next to you, and it is massive. And you see Boris, of shining light, next to you, out of your reach. But you see him, and you feel him pulling you away.
And go to the light.
And you still feel that shadow starting to creep in, and I'll say passively, you see her break eyesight with you, and you see this eyeball just flip up and flip down, and you can hear the actual muscles of the eye just move underwater.
Oh god.
And you see this, her iris and her pupil like narrow and look at the shadow in the distance that is
Yeah.
growing.
He's noticed it. I mean, if Boris is pulling me out, I'm not going to resist, assuming I even had the choice or the option. But I am quite interested in how she reacts to the shadow. Like, is the shadow a thing that concerns her in any way? Like, is she worried by it, or is she just
Make an insight roll.
interested in- yeah. It's a giant face, so it should be easy to read, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Nope.
You notice that she's noticed it.
Yeah.
But she's very well guarded.
Yeah, I figured.
I will not force you. But I am here to help. I regret that I must manifest the way I did. I was aware for some time, but what I did was to protect Sarda, to bring forth my power, even such a small sliver, simply to allow her and her brother to survive.
Do I see that Cassius finally sees me? Do I notice it?
Yeah.
Get over here, Cassius. I need you with me. I am trying to break us free with all my might. I haven't reached Nolan yet.
I mean, do I like swim in the air and slowly wobble over, or how does this work?
I reach out my hand and try to pull you to me with my mental strength.
Right. So I will say
Using the force.
you are. So I need both of you charisma saves again.
Charisma saves. Nope.
All right. So one success, one failure. So what happens is, Morris, you do feel yourself moving closer to Cassius. And then a massive hand moves in front.
I cast Guiding Bolt against the hand. I fucking had it. I'm breaking out of here.
Okay.
Let's use those spell slots. They're there for a reason.
Go for it.
I can take her.
Let me solo her. Oh!
Huge.
Okay.
Feel the might of Helios, motherfucker.
Nice.
What an
So-
asshole would I be if I said that a 29 misses?
It's a critical hit on
critical
an attack.
hit.
It always hits.
Yeah, I know.
Unless you have something that ignores crits.
At least there should be a tiny pinhole in her skin or something. Anything, I don't care. I
Yeah.
fucking hurt her.
So,
Tingle.
You're
so
mad.
Cassius, what you see is this: you see Boris approaching you, and you try to reach for him, but you are just pushed by this giant hand.
Not
Which
again.
then you see this glow forming, and this pinprick of light shoots out like a hot laser, just shooting through, grazing you, almost grazing you, just like, oh, what the fuck? But you manage to dodge out of the way as it just blasts through the hand. And all of you hear this immense, ear-shattering screech. But this is the first time that you see the mouth actually open and speak. every bone in your body, everything fiber in your soul shudders. And then you hear her voice speak again. Boris, first of all,
Mm-hmm.
I'm
the
dead.
hand, the second hand, comes for you and grabs you. Doesn't squeeze yet, but your world suddenly becomes completely dark. Okay.
Boris has made a decision and it's violence.
Yep. All right. Within 30 feet. Okay. Con save? Sure. I'm going to roll. Not in the game. I'm going to roll off the table here for a second, all right?
It's plus
DC
50 or
17.
it's plus 50 anyways. I don't care. I'm making a stand.
Yeah,
I fucking
she
had it
makes the
with win.
save. So half
Unexpected.
damage. Yeah. I rolled really well too, so that's not just the bonuses. I rolled a 16, so yeah. It's...
At least a
Weet
plus
je, dat
one. Oh,
bestaat
nee.
ook voor. Of...
15.
I was making one.
Ja.
Saving throws.
It's just not within your price category right now, but that's fine. Okay, 22 points of radiant damage. So again, Cassius, Cassius, you just see, so you see Boris vanish in a hand, and then the entire hand just lights up. But this time the scream isn't as bad. It's just.
Yeah. So I don't know if that was just what happens when Boris is squished into a tiny pulp.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe he just kind of explodes in a tiny puff of light. I don't know. Well, shit.
And then she speaks. Find your god, child of Methandor, and I hope your fury is as grand as what you show me now.
The
And then
might
she-
of Helios shall light my path.
She doesn't respond to that. She moves over to Nolan and says,
Oh,
May
no
your
one's
st-
gone.
yeah, all right, there you go. He's here.
There.
He's wireless now. Ooh, fancy man.
Yeah. Escan, may your studies serve you well to defeat your enemies and hopefully find harmony again amongst those who were once your peers.
Can you get rid of this geezer in my head? I'm having trouble sleeping at night.
Which one?
Who's talking
Which
now?
one? Yeah. Yeah.
I'm imagining Grant
Just
just
get rid
chilling
of
there on the
him.
side going, hello, I'm here, that's right.
Make a persuasion roll, Nolan.
Oh boy, here we go. He's gonna roll 20, isn't he?
Come on. Go Nolan.
Mm,
Very mediocre,
Strong 11.
Mhm.
Strong 11.
as we're used to.
Solid 11.
She's gonna. This is strange for such an alien creature, but you can see her like frown. Like being confused, even.
It possibly threatens the existence of his Iskan himself. I have been invaded by two entities. Physically. No, psychically, sorry.
The one that you carry with you is one that I cannot fathom. There is the rage of the shadow that now approaches. The one who still carries the power that we once wielded. A power that, in its rage, not only seeks destruction, but a longing for a return home. The one you carry, their home no longer exists, but the pain remains the same. I do not know, Iskan, who or what this thing is. Their mind, I cannot approach. I'm sorry. But even if I wish to, I cannot aid in this.
It is the one that faced Ante. I think you're familiar with him. The other. Wasn't he the one that destroyed you on Severnus?
Said his name.
Nolan, you notice now as well that behind you a large shadow is starting to engulf all of this. Part of the sun that shines impossibly brightly is now starting to fade.
Do I get the sense that this is Ante?
Make an Arcana roll, or yeah, I'll give you Arcana. Something you're good at. Yeah. Oh fuck! With a 26, I believe in it, and that's coming from around where Gord was standing.
Plot twists.
Yeah, big reveal.
Yeah.
And she reaches very close to you as well, Nolan. And Severnus was the last of our battles. It is where we fell.
Mm-hmm.
It is where we remained. Yet the connection made between Severnus and this world is what brought our souls, brought the connection. This is why you are Iskan and she is Lesh.
With council.
For that, when this world was being renewed, it is there that we were driven in such a primal state. We never regained what we were. We never found our unity. We were prodded and pushed and manipulated by those who did not understand what they were toying with. And so we lashed out upon your world. We lashed out and were brought down by the awakening of those who would call themselves the true gods, who wield the divine in such absolution with no sense of balance. Him, you now seek to reach for us. He was driven by us. This is true.
Mm-hmm.
But we were nothing more than rage. And so is he now.
So how is he now different than you once were? You claim maybe he is the same.
Perhaps.
Just in need of unity. And if I could be sitting down, Nolan would be just sitting down and thinking, why is everything becoming so complex? Even for me. I mean, I'm just here trying to kill Kirksharin, and then we have 4 Elder Gods, then we have Ante, we have Satyane, Backstones. Hmm.
It's just the mind sitting in my head. I'm glowing like fuck, destroying this giant elder being.
Yeah.
Cassius is like, I don't know what the fuck is going on, and Lana's like, this is complicated. It's like just what the
Yeah.
That's not for you.
Anthe was forced to walk the path that we chose for ourselves. He was betrayed. He had no choice. And so, he walks. Yeah, go on.
Was he betrayed by Satyane?
That name
Or-
means the betrayer.
Well, there we go.
we learned something today.
No, I think we already knew.
Yeah, probably.
It's fine. Recapping is fine. Yeah.
I learned something today.
Yep.
I don't understand it, but I know it.
If Anthe is to walk your world the way he is now, it will be the end of it.
How
For-
did you switch from rage to unity? And if this being is a threat to our world, how can this being find unity?
After we are defeated, our souls scattered, our memories remain. The memories of our gods, of our culture, of the world we left behind. But each time, we are never given peace, Iskan. We are never given time. Either they find us, or we are once more forced into rage.
Rage. You sound like someone I know. Are you a barbarian, perhaps?
The irony of something like that coming from you. The Traha.
Yeah.
We found our way through our gods and magic, and our innateness, our oneness. Trahas. Well, they just simply got very angry.
If a dim question, they're referring to recovering memories. I know in Felix Lustrum we saw cathedrals and towers being dug up, which contained memories of the past. So it's like they are physically stored somewhere and they have to get them out.
Well, this is the horror part of this story because they started digging and they found what they were looking for. As if they would always been there.
So,
This suddenly became
which
very
way is the
awkward.
exit?
Will you all? And she releases Boris. And you can see now the wounds of the guiding bolt is starting to heal. And Nolan, you see Cassius, and you see Boris. Boris, you see the both of them. Cassius, you see the both of them. I will be gentle with Sada, as I am so compelled to do so. But you must understand, child of Methandor, child of Helios, Iskan, and my nameless soldier. I will not allow her to perish. If she asks for my power, if she is in peril, then I will make it so that she is no longer in danger. And if that means that our memories mingle, that we become one, the price of me finding oblivion when the world is as it is, I find unacceptable.
Could I technically do that too? The betrayal thing. If my life is in danger and I would try and perish and
I think you know, Iskan.
okay.
Until we meet again.
Ola Sadare.
And with that, you all hear a scream coming from Sarda as you are all deposited in a very bright yet very dark sphere. You see the black walls, but it is bright inside. Well, I will say, Boris and Nolan, you two appear. You hear a scream, and you can see the runes that had grown on her arm all the way up to her neck seem to burn away and then heal. And then she collapses. She falls to the side, her brother immediately lunging for her. It didn't work! Well,
Fine.
I check her over with a medicine check if I'm allowed.
you can do
We
so.
good.
Cassius, you come back and stand in front of a black dome. Yeah. Everybody comes too. Boris, you see that she is perfectly fine. She just fainted from exhaustion.
She's fine, my friend. She's fine. It's just it took a lot out of her.
Why?
There was
Why?
this weird entity there. It resided in her. I don't know what we faced. I
Brenna.
channeled every bit of Helios that I could to keep her safe.
Well, thank you, but why are we? Yeah. Why are we? Is this part of your ritual? Is this part of what you cast?
Yes.
The hallowed ground keeps us safe, so the shadow cannot reach us as long as we stay in the light.
What
So
shadow?
as someone who's not inside the safe
Yeah.
zone here.
Yeah.
So there's a black dome. Is it coming from, like, can I see that the dome is coming from Gord, or is it
No,
just a
it
dome?
is exactly the radius of the hallowed ground. It is basically encompassing it.
But it's not coming from Gord anymore.
Not anymore.
No.
You're not emitting it.
And
Okay,
only
so
Dario
so Gord's
that happen.
somewhere next to me then. Like,
Yeah.
can I see Gord?
Yeah,
Okay.
and he looks like shit. Well, he's dead, but he looks even more
Yeah, he's
shaken
always,
than
well,
he.
he's been
Yeah,
dead for a while.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna ask, Gord, what the fuck happened? Why is there a black dome?
I'm not sure actually. I wasn't
Wow.
myself for a moment there.
No, you weren't. You wasn't. There was a dark presence, sort of shadow, lurking behind you, and your two ginormous arms were pushing their way into the dome, enveloping it in a dark shadow. And when you came to your senses, the arms They dwindled, but the shadow remained.
So, how do we?
I'm going to walk up to the shadow and cast Dispel Magic. I'd say on a 4th level spell slot and
Okay.
see what the hell happens.
Alright.
Near wie, want Hallow kan ook gedispeld worden.
Yeah.
True. But I will. Well,
Yeah,
the
Kirito.
intention. Yeah, the intention is clear, right?
Yeah, one
So-
My
magical
intention
effect.
is a dark stuff.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you
Choose
target
one.
one magical effect, so you can target the. Yeah.
The darkness. Yeah. Sure. Roll for it.
Mhm.
Uh,
It's a 5th or 6th level spell. No?
right.
Can I drop concentration on it? Does it... How does it...
You're not the one holding concentration on it.
I thought so, yeah.
The wisdom says, blah, 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 blah.
We didn't think.
The fuck do
Make
I
an
roll?
ability check using your
One and-
spellcasting ability. So
Ah,
your wisdom.
yeah, wisdom check, yeah. Listen.
Your spellcasting ability, the spellcasting modifier also counts towards
Never
it.
mind.
Okay. So you focus on it, and for a moment, the darkness lashes out towards you, like it congeals off of the dome and shoots towards you, and you just jump back and lose the spell.
It's too powerful. I almost had it. It pushed me back.
Not really.
Yeah, see, they don't know. Okay.
No, I don't know. I don't know.
You're not there.
Hey, maybe the DC was a 6. I don't know. It's not DC. Yeah, well.
On the inside, what can I deduce from the globe that I see surrounding us?
Well, it is reminiscent of what was described to you when you guys were inside the library. That's a reference for you.
What spell did I didn't... What fuck did I do to trigger it? I don't remember.
Well,
anymore.
there was a dispel magic on the book, and then once you guys were out, because you never saw the dome was described to you, because once the spell was broken, you guys exited the book. The dome
Do I
disappeared.
see a possible source for the shadow? Or a center point that it revolves around?
I would say make an Arcana roll.
Fucking need Nolan for this.
I already know.
I don't see
You-
it, I guess.
No, this is... Yeah, you just say I need Nolan for this, you have no clue. This is... The light should have been destroying this darkness.
I'll take a look at Dario and look at how it's done. And I will also cast Dispel Magic.
Okay.
I was looking, but I don't have the spell. I wanted to.
Okay.
Oh, please fail.
And I'll have a smug smile on my face.
Okay.
Why the fuck would you dispel the magic you self created?
I did not.
Damn fool.
And a charisma roll then?
Yeah, so your spellcasting modifier. So you can just roll a spell attack or something that adds the bonus. But, yeah.
Spell attack would have proficiency as well, though.
Yeah, it's charisma, your charisma plus proficiency, yeah.
Then Darius would have been an 8.
It wouldn't have been enough, yeah.
Yeah, not that matters. But...
Okay, 16.
Wacht, is proficiency al +4 ondertussen?
Charisma modifier is that it?
It's a 5
Yeah,
5th
that's
level
a
spell.
+3. And then
Yeah, your charisma's, your spellcasting is 15 right now. So,
Proficiency is +4 op dat moment.
yeah,
nee,
so
dat
it's
betekent
a 17. Yeah.
moest het uitmaken.
Yeah. Uh, so you point at the dome, and you feel that anger coming up again. But then you calm yourself and say, "No, this is not what I want." And the same darkness that reached for Dario now reaches for you. But there's no fear here. You feel a certain acceptance of, okay. And Cassius and Dario, you see that the shadow peels off this dome, revealing the light and simply being absorbed by Gord as it slowly surrounds him for a moment and then dissipates into nothingness.
Well, Gord, I mean, I've done this spell quite a few times. I've seen it. That's not what it's supposed to do. You didn't dispel whatever that was. You absorbed it.
I can't imagine that's good for you.
And there you see everybody in the dome. By the way, also what's happening while this is going on is that the others of the other party, the dwarves, the hobgoblin and the orc, are all just running up and going, "What the hell was that?"
It worked perfectly, just as planned. Everything is fine.
Make a deception roll, Nolan.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna push my arm through the dome. I should be able to pass now. No.
Yeah, there is no dome anymore.
There's no
It's
dome.
just now. It's just
yeah,
an
totally
area
the
of
dome.
light. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let me get the rest of my notes here. Side, all right, and just runs up, and her brother is just like, yes, everything worked. She's just tuckered out. That's all. And you can see the relief on all of them.
I'm gonna
We will
walk up
talk
to Boris and like whisper in his ear. Did it go?
Interesting. Talk later. Not
We will-
now.
We will talk to her once she is awake and fully rested and explain how she is now.
I give a word look to Nolan. In the sense when, yeah, explaining is what you're gonna do, because
Yeah, and I have no idea what his face looks like. Like, weird face.
I'm sending a telepathic note to both Boris and Nolan, going, I have questions.
you're not alone. I send back.
I catch this vibe. So well, Cassius and me, we made sure that
Well,
everything outside was okay.
I think this deserves a nice hot cup of tea.
It deserves more than that. And Argon, the hobgoblin, will just walk up to Boris and give you like the strongest like shoulder slap, like ah.
I brace for it because I see it coming.
Yeah, just just hits you in the back. All right, Boris.
Team effort.
I'm very confused and awkward. I'm standing there, like not knowing. I have no idea whether or not we succeeded.
She's safe. Dario, she's safe.
That's what is important, yes. To what extent and everything like that, but I can see those damn runes are gone off of her. That's important enough, eh?
That's true.
Have mine increased?
Uh,
Oh boy.
I'll say for a brief moment after the ritual ended, you look down and you saw like a brief glow slowly subsiding again. There is no remaining
Stay
thing.
there, he's down. Stay there.
Well,
Let's say, get her to bed, let her rest, keep an eye on her.
yeah, her brother will pick her up and just struggle for a bit and just, no, it's fine. I've got to. This is
Brave
my job.
girl. She did good. She did well.
I grab his shoulder and I say, "Take care of her," and sneak in a sneaky guidance.
Sure thing. He will use that for his strength roll to try and keep her up.
Yep.
Good. Uh, um. So yeah. There is, however, I will say, Lorelei, the dwarf cleric, will just saunter up to you guys and just very like lean in and whisper, "That's not like any restoration spell I've seen before."
It's not how I'm used of them going.
It was a mixture of something.
We are very far north, and the magnetic field is stronger, and sometimes it intervenes with the rituals. It's very high level.
Actually,
Arcana,
the-
quantum,
I decide check Nolan.
quantum arcana.
Yeah,
Make a
it would have
deception roll, Nolan.
would have worked if you told that the field was, well, it's not strong in the north.
I just want to bullshit.
Okay.
I don't know
Bullshit, yeah.
Need to beat
how
the
many
15,
spells
my
you've
friends.
seen.
Oh, left fucking
Oh my
hell.
god!
Worth it, totally worth it.
No.
I don't
See,
really need to say anything.
this is why, when you're doing things of your lord, if you're calling in the divine, you don't allow a wizard in because things get weird that way.
How is it my fault?
I mean, maybe you should have just let it do his job and it wouldn't have gone all whatever it was.
Oh, by the way, I would like ginger infused green tea. Thank you.
She's not a coffee lady, you buffoon.
Am I? I'm not
I
offering coffee, am I?
thought you were gonna be making the tea. You offered.
I think he's going to make the tea now that he made that remark.
How
you-
about
do you
I
drink
make the
tea?
tea and stop this pointless discussion? I must say I'm quite good at setting a pot of tea.
Well, you, I'll
At least
believe.
that's something I can do this ritual.
That's true. Sometimes it's very useful. That's true.
Yeah, mostly when I'm digging.
Or flying.
But this
Well,
last
as long as
drink-
he is not in his if he's in his elven form, the most useful thing he does is tea.
I'm gonna spit in yours.
Don't tell me.
Make a deception roll.
I just said, I just told you.
Sleight of hand.
Very
Okay.
nice.
And I'm
Uh.
going to the kitchen and
All right, yeah, you all go back to
Once
the town hall.
I want to get Nolan alone for a second.
Yeah,
You and me, we're gonna have a talk, because there's things with Helios, there's your familiarity with the entire situation
Yes, but Helios, that's your
baffles
thing.
me.
I'm sorry.
Yes, but I've learned a few things during the hallowed grounds while we were doing the ritual, and I think I need your help, because
Interesting.
I think Helios needs our help.
I think everyone maybe has questions that need answers.
Yes, do
At that
Try
point, I
and
just
not get
come
us
in
killed.
between them going, yes, I definitely have questions.
And I say tea first.
do not get us killed, Nolan. The things going on in your head, they're peculiar.
How am I the dangerous man? I just want to build the library and get rid of Kicksharing.
Okay, at least we're aligned on that. So let's just grab the tea, relax, and get back to a rested state.
Yeah. And as you rejoin, there is, well, there was already abundance, but now, a few of them, even, I will even say that to your horrendous surprise, Argon, the hobgoblin, will actually move towards the kitchens and start preparing a feast, and Lorelei will help. And well, even Kargan, the dwarven fighter, he'll join in and prepare a celebration. At that point, you will see that Nardin, Sarda's brother, will actually come down and say, "It can be a celebration, but do it quietly. She's resting, okay?" And then the two dwarves, well, actually, the male dwarf, actually, Gargan will walk up and put a hand around Gord's and say, "A quiet dwarf. That's what he's requesting right now. Can you believe it?"
I don't think I've ever found one.
I guess there must be a ritual for that one as well. Can you cook one up, Boris?
I think I've done enough rituals the last couple of days. I'm drained.
We'll see
And I've
what we
gone-
can do, son. But it's in our nature. I'm sure she's wigged out enough. She won't wake up from a couple of songs.
I'm going to Cassius. I'm gonna greet him and say, "We are celebrating, but don't you, like me, get the feeling that we're celebrating something I didn't really have anything to do with? It's weird.
I don't. Yeah, like I don't think.
Yeah, we did it.
I know I didn't do anything.
Yes, but who did? Who did do anything? I don't know.
See, that's like I'm not even sure we did anything. Like
Ah.
any of us.
I should talk to Boris after the feast.
Yeah, I have many
I have
questions for
no-
Boris and Nolan.
I have no idea what went on. What went on? It's
Well, it
strange.
was very confusing to say the least.
Okay, so how was your weekend?
The king of small talk strikes again.
Gonna be honest, it was kind of fun going through the town and looking for hiding places and valuables and stuff. I mean,
Oh, God!
most of them were already looted. We did look for your spyglass thing, but I don't think we found it, unfortunately. But it was kind of fun looking for hiding places of people and where would they hide their valuables? Oh, there, and picking the occasional lock. It reminded me of a time when my life was
You're really
much,
going
much
with it.
simpler.
Oh.
It was only like 3 weeks ago, and that was my life.
Just slowly starts babbling, like lower and lower voice. That was last so
is
many
like the
weeks ago.
hardest
Ah,
thing.
shit! Yes,
The
yes.
hardest issue I've ever had in my life was that new vault they came up with that had like 17.
You should
different
try this
numbers in
pork.
it.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I'm going to investigate my tea to see if there are traces of saliva.
Okay. Dario, make a sleight of hand roll for me and beat a 10. Or, well, don't tell
Well,
me if
I'm-
you actually spit in his tea. Don't
Yeah.
tell me. Just know it yourself.
Oh no, he wild shaped into a pigeon so he could poop in it, and then.
Of een lama en er dan in spugen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You'll never know, Nolan. You'll never know.
quite nice. This elf, he can be.
No, I give you. I gave you 2 cups without any explanation.
Oh,
Now you figure it out.
well, I'm not sure which one has the ginger. I have to taste both of them. Well, I don't see anything wrong. I'll drink both of them.
For Boris is jolly good fellow. For Boris is jolly good fellow. For
Oh
Boris.
no.
And Boris is
Jolly good
just brooding in a corner.
fellow.
I think Cord has beer too many.
He's not drinking.
For one,
Yeah.
and if
Course.
even if he was, he couldn't get drunk.
He asked for a silent feast. You know.
The dwarves join in, and slowly the chants starts turning more to dwarven and less to the common tongue.
And then there's a time where I will go up to my room and do a study in quiet.
I'm going
Yeah.
to the dwarves and I'm going to try and change the rhythm to an elven song. Like I'm gonna shout loud and try an
Okay.
elven song and see if they pick it up.
So at that point, it's like you hear Gargan say, "All right, you know this old Nosor chestnut, right? And starts stamping his foot, and then here comes Dario. A performance roll, please."
Oh, they're not gonna like it.
Shit.
He's singing the lullaby again.
No.
Yeah, but just a louder version of it.
I'm still making it.
And you start, and the dwarf is just looking at you like, "No, son, the words are..." And before you know it, you are singing an Nosor dwarven drinking song that you've never heard of in your life. And you're getting it wrong, but after half of it, just the laughter is starting to run up. And
Give me a
yeah.
beer.
yeah. I will say, as the revelry is going on, Dario, you are actually approached by a Margal, the warlock.
Oh.
And he's awkward, but he moves up, puts his tankard next to yours. So,
Yeah.
Elinada, is it?
Aye.
Aye. And he clanks the tankard and sits down.
Ding. What?
Aye. I like the choice of green, you know.
Thanks.
Say, something I want to ask you.
Oh. Yeah, go ahead.
But and he places a very large hand on your shoulder and leans in. You gotta promise me, you're not telling a soul about this.
Okay, I promise on my forebears, the Aladdin elves.
That'll do. You know, us orcs are a proud people. We've got a certain reputation in history. But we're not all bad. We just, always found ourselves in situations. But my magic, I've had it for some time now. About a decade. I always think that it gets from demons or devils or some unknown power. And now he comes like really uncomfortably, like within your space. He's like almost nose to nose with you and just... All I've ever seen is butterfly wings in a golden forest, purple leaves and everything. I don't know. I always hear laughter. I always feel so happy.
Embrace it, my friend, for you are in the Feywilds, and it's a happy place.
It's what I was afraid of. I don't know what I did to gain the favor of an archfey or whatever it is. But it really doesn't fit with my aesthetic.
But you should not be upset, because Feywilds can be dangerous as well, you know? Treading
a-
there isn't for easy or well, it's not for children. There are hags, there are werewolves, there are
Hmm.
ents and lichens. I mean, it's
Like
when you
so.
see beyond the beauty, it's a very dreadful and dangerous place. Only a place for the stout and well, most hardest of warriors.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I shouldn't all focus on the happy things, on the pixies and
kill,
everything.
just kill the butterflies. If you imagine them, just kill the butterflies.
Really?
And look. I mean, look beyond them and see the danger of the place.
Coming from a druid. Crazy.
It's just, I thought because you're from the Elinadar and you're in touch with the darker side of nature and all that. That's good. That's good.
Well,
Oh, misunderstanding.
That might work.
that's like what 1,000 years of battling
Cliche,
corruption. One sentence. Thank you.
It's all right. It's just, the last time I summoned
You know,
like a something from beyond, it just.
I tell you about my.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'll tell you about my latest trip to the Feywilds. It's been a while, but I can tell you that the first time we arrived, only after half an hour, I was nearly devoured by a very big, angry bear, like 10 times or 20 times the size of me.
Oh,
We fought off 3 hags, very dangerous, mischievous
but
people.
wait, like there were trees or there were 3 of them?
There were 3 of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that's dangerous.
Yeah, that's very dangerous. So, just saying, it's a very cool and eerie place. You've got your connections to.
I see. It's just the last time that I summoned something from beyond, or at least tried to. It created a flower bed, but it's just I'll
Yeah,
work on it. I'll
I
try
can
to
see
find.
that other people will laugh at you when you do that. I can see you.
Oh, they're still dead, but yeah.
Well,
Amazing.
that's all right. You must understand that the power and the evil side of the Feywilds are sometimes covered in beauty.
That's a good one. I'll focus on that next time.
Yes,
Yeah.
you should.
Good. And he grabs you by the shoulders and shakes you. You're a good lad, Dario.
Oh, well, yes.
Ah,
On the
yes.
Feywilds. Arr.
Ah.
I'm gonna. When he doesn't notice, I'm gonna try and walk away.
All right. He starts drinking and he starts thinking.
I'm like, what an utter buffoon.
You walk away from Cassius, you walk away from him like you're just walking away
I'm
from
not
every
good at these
conversation.
things. It's like reception at work. I hate it.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, and there's always one that singles out the introvert who doesn't want to be around anything. All
Can
right.
I ask Gargan and Lorelai if there's any news of Nosser? I've been afraid to ask, but is there any news from Nosser? How it is? Is it sacked? Is it being held? Is it?
It's been difficult. I mean, when we were in the well with the Brotherhoods, then there was a vested interest in trying to find out if anything was coming after us. But as far as we know, the army took Nosor. Frostbeard was routed. They purged a lot of the nobility. A lot of them didn't want to accept the new rule. But there was a more a targeted. Like they let others live where they killed others with with complete abandon. Not even a trial, just simply just at the slaughter. But when that's settled, I hear they closed most of the temples as well. None of the true gods are being worshipped in Oslo right now. Last thing I heard, they were looking for something down below, but don't know what. But they had to kill their way through a lot of dwarves, get the information they were looking for. And once they did, the killing stopped. As far as I know, if you're not a noble, life in Nussor seems pretty stable at the moment now.
Well, I'm not from a noble family. That's something.
Thankfully, neither are we. Or at least, well, Lorelei, the Gravel Hearts. Hi, the Gravel Hearts, the Gravel Hearts. I've never had the blessing of a noble upbringing because my and fucking ancestors gambled it all away about a century or two ago.
That might have saved your family.
I suppose so. But well, they closed all the temples, so they wouldn't really like me coming back there.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh well. Maybe we'll go back there one day. Maybe.
Maybe.
I just miss my grandma, you know.
I can imagine. There's a couple of people down there that they should have got out when they had the chance. I mean, we were on the wrong side of the war anyway, so they probably think is dead. Better to think is dead than think is that is.
Hey.
So the old roots in us, eh?
Cheers, and with an empty cup, I.
Yeah, just a cup of water.
Yeah.
You worry me sometimes, Gorge. Really. Yep. All right. With that, if there's anything else you guys want to do this night?
Yes. I want to find Boris and Nolan and sit them down and go. I have questions.
So he wants to say.
Staat van dit gesprek momenteel.
Nolan was op zijn kamer.
In my room,
Ooh.
You have a room?
writing my memoirs. I clean the room.
Ooh.
This is an empty ghost town. Like, you could claim an entire mansion if you wanted, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean my mansion on the far side, east of the city.
Yeah. After 4 hours, you reach Nolan.
Yeah. He set up a bunch of traps that we need to disarm before we can.
Okay, he goes to my shot.
He's building a mage tower.
So, like, I know you. I saw you guys at some. Well, I saw Boris and I heard Nolan at some point. So I'm assuming you all went through the same. You're underwater. You're a fishman. There's an iceberg and a giant lady.
Yes,
Like
but
you saw all that as well, right?
yeah,
you-
but I
you
managed
went
to
through.
mentally break it. And
Yeah, I
was
noticed you were
Blood's plane
doing
with
some stuff.
sun and darkness, and there was this shadow in the background trying to encompass us all. But
Yes, and then when
no
I got out,
idea
there
what
was
I was
also a shadowy dome and stuff. I'm sure someone should look into
Yeah,
why
the
Gord
shadowy
is
dome was
suddenly making
from
shadowy
off.
domes and stuff.
Oh yeah, I know. Well,
Nolan, how much exactly of this secondary soul thing? Like, how exactly is there a connection before you start getting runes and stuff?
I have no idea. We have no idea what makes this appear.
Because
I came too close to a crystal.
I've never known exactly why I was able to do this, other than the fact that I was simply able to do this, and I conjure up a knife and I throw it into the ceiling. But
Oh,
You hear?
according to the lady that was inside Sarda, that's because of who I was in the other time/dimension. Like, could that actually be where my powers come from? Is that a thing? And if so, then that's
gods work in mysterious ways, don't they?
yeah, I know, but like I've had these powers for like 10,
Well,
15 years now at least.
I really can't answer because the powers I have through meticulous and hard study and years of work and expertise. There is not a single god involved.
I beg to differ.
Also, she said something about me being their cause of sorrow because I was the one that severed the root that connected them all. Now, other than the fact that I've spent most of my life severing other people from their possessions in a
Their lives, no, wasn't
certain
it
manner
that?
of speaking, and then yes, some people I've severed from their life or
Well, wasn't that what he
their
was
mortal
referring
coil,
to?
as you were. But just in case you've forgotten, I do carry the sword that can sever any and all connection
Yes.
to the divine. Like,
Yeah,
surely that's a
you do.
coincidence, right?
But was this a connection to the divine?
No, but I used to be the guy who was known, or according to her, I was the one who severed all their connections, and now I am
But is it to
the
the
person who
source?
has the sword that severs the strongest connection you know of, that being a person to the
Didn't
divine
we?
or a person to their soul. Like, how? That's
I
a
think
coincidence, right?
I think there's more at play here. She spoke of a unity. I don't understand
Yes, but
that.
shouldn't we have this conversation with the others? But now
Might
it's
be
just the three of
best.
us. Just maybe take a good night's sleep, Cassius. Think about how if you're going to phrase your questions, and then we can talk with the party.
Yeah, sure.
Think
But I
that
just
best.
needed to verify with you guys if, like, I'm not going crazy, right? Did you
No,
experience some of the same things I did?
I've
No,
experienced
then
a
I
lot
would
in
have
the
been
last game.
crazy a long time ago. I'm clearly not.
I want to inside check Nolan on that statement.
I'm not
Okay, so
crazy.
here's the thing. Does Nolan think he's starting to lose it? Yes or no? Roll persuasion or deception to GM, please, and Boris will roll for insight.
27, bitch.
Roll higher than that.
Wat moet ik dan rollen?
Dat drop-downtje naar GM roll.
Dus als je gek zit, ga de deception doen, want je wilt niet weten
Persuasion
dat...
if you believe you're not insane, or
Ja, ja.
deception if you think you're starting to lose it.
This is gonna be fun.
Nolan thinks he's starting to lose it. He's not, but he thinks he is.
Boris, you see a little bit of worry in Nolan's eyes.
Okay. I take note of that.
But yeah, we should probably.
It was
Get
not what I
Dario tomorrow.
anticipated. I've discovered something about my god as well I would like to discuss with Nolan. Because I think it involves the founding light scrolls we found. And then this, I don't know how to call it, elder god, extraplanar god madness that we were thrown in by just helping a girl.
At a certain point in life, I think I might have made the wrong choice. Or at my 60-year-old,
Certain
I
or
really
multiple.
decided to quit this role religion bullshit they were preaching and dedicate myself to the arcane and the science. And now everything we talk about are gods, 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 and gods.
Yes, somehow we discovered that the Founding Light used the god's power for arcane ends. I have had an encounter while hallowing the grounds to perform the ritual where my god was in chains, where people were extracting his power, and I was granted the right to use it as a faithful follower, but he is in chains and people are controlling him.
That sounds like
This
an
is
uncomfortable situation, no?
It's an abomination that cannot stand. We need to find out what those chains are. I beg of you, with the work
Yeah.
you did on the Founding Lights, I need your insight in this.
Very interesting. How can a god become chained? Should this maybe this has something to do with Project Helios? That would be interesting.
Let's discuss this further.
Yes.
Cassius is wandering off, also questioning the decisions he made that led his life to this point.
Like 3 weeks ago.
I'm Batman.
Like, you could have gone into any other alley and, like, maybe just picked up a mugger or just, anything, really.
If it wasn't for that
Okay.
damn cleric,
Sleeping.
the other min-maxed wisdom character.
All right. So,
Am I going to
yeah.
fetch Gord and Dario, or are you guys going to
sleeping.
nerd out about whether or not Helios is real or not, and if religion is all just arcana or...
No,
What's
I
the-
closed my door and I'm going to sleep.
all right.
I was actually in my head we were talking, but
Boris is talking and Nolan's just putting on his
I'm just-
pajamas,
Yeah,
brushing his
slowly
teeth.
closing the door.
Yeah,
Like,
just
yeah,
there
no.
like that.
So
Yes.
Project Helios, we'll talk. Yeah, click.
Interesting stuff. You should think about that.
or it
Then
just
the
forgot
head-
I'm there and it just starts sleeping naked or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, probably. I was just thinking about Helios. Interesting. I should think about that and just prepare to go to bed and start laying my
Tomorrow
meds.
morning we're gonna arrive. Nolan's room is gonna be covered in papers on the walls going, I figured it out, guys.
Yeah. And Boris
Yeah.
standing there like, okay, I'll leave.
Let's go, hey, so you know how I said everyone has 2 souls? We actually have 25, but it's only
16. There's 16 metals.
25. But don't worry, only the first 13 are really relevant.
En de enigste die nu met Stormlight Archive in zijn hoofd zit.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
there's
mean-
this whole thing about a guy with a book and a diagram, and
Yeah,
sounds
you
like
know-
what Martin was describing.
Mine's simpler. Okay, so with that, if nothing else is done this day, then I will say that you all eventually the party dies down and you find your rest. Nolan, you are the first to fall asleep. But we know we can't leave it there now, can we? As you are standing on the ice, you are standing above, below, or at least you're standing above looking to the ocean below. You see these immense shapes coming to and fro underneath the ice. And here you actually see that the ice itself, as you look at it, is boiling away steam immediately. No water, simply vapor. But the ice itself is continuously growing and growing and growing. You look at this impossibly blinding light, and although you feel no heat, you realize that probably you should just be burned into ash simply standing here. I will admit, although hearing your mind at all times is an incredible bore, you do find yourself in interesting enough situations so I don't completely lose it.
Well, I would like one quiet night with you and without you interfering. Is that possible?
Oh, apologies,
Just
apologies.
Waking up refreshed instead of exhausted. There's a lot of things I need to figure out. And you rambling in my head does not help. Unless you have valuable input, or what are your thoughts on the matter?
My thoughts on which exactly? There was quite a bit.
Are you an agent of Satyani, Ante?
Oh, okay, it's going to be like this, is it? I see, I see.
I mean, you survived for weeks out there. Just you and him.
Weeks.
Tete-a-tete.
You think it was weeks?
Days.
Oh, you poor boy. You don't quite understand, do you? I have
Well,
been...
Felix Russian was taken 3 months ago or something, so I mean...
Alright, how do I spell this out for you? When I meet someone, or when I see them after some time, I always ask, is this the first time we've met? Not because I am ill of mind or gone insane like you think you are. No, because I can't remember. For I've seen their faces 1,000 times. I have been thrown into an everlasting cycle. Every single time, this damned fool who can't seem to keep his mind together in between the souls of 1,000 screaming people that he took with him to oblivion. So, this is nice and novel, for I haven't seen it as many times as I have the rest, where I simply find my death with the fall of that damn bog.
Well, then stop complaining that I'm boring. This is quite a better situation than you were in before, so live with it.
Live with it, he says. Yes, I guess we shall. How long will it last until you truly lose it this time? How long before I have a corpse to claim? And is it going to be yours?
No, it's not going to be mine, and I'm not losing it. I'm
Mm.
just... I've had better states of mind.
Yes.
Well, whose fault would that be?
I am sorry again. The options were limited. You want me to jump over to your little invisible dagger friend, perhaps? He's usually a little loose with his mind, isn't he? Like he was today. Fortuitous, was it not?
Can you hop over?
Oh. Make a persuasion roll.
What?
Oh, yes. Shall I jump over to the one who has claimed null and can basically throw me to whatever hell he so desires? I'd rather stay here to the point where you don't become a liability and they wish ill upon you as well. No. I will
I'm
find my
far too
exit.
valuable.
Valuable, liable, very similar words. But I assure you, I promise you, I implore you, find me a usable vessel. I am not going to be picky.
They need to be dead. Or just
Preferably.
weak.
Well,
I wasn't dead. You took me. Well, you didn't take me over.
no, it was more. Again, it wasn't really a voluntary situation.
Do you have like checklists, preferences, race, gender?
Oh, I don't think that'll
class?
matter much. You see, there are certain conditions to my state that, well, I'm not picky.
Are you going to disturb me every night in my sleep?
Yes, as an added
I'm
incentive.
really starting to consider to just kill someone. Well, not one of my team, of course, but
Fine, absolutely fine.
maybe a cultist or something. I hope we run into cultists quite soon.
Oh, that would be
nice.
wonderful. It has been quite annoying that every single living thing, other than some
Disintegrates,
choice,
right?
it's all gone, isn't it? Ah. Well, regardless. Nice of you to ask the eldritch being of untold eons of age to try and get rid of me. That was I'm going to remember that. Just for that, I'll be bothering you.
Wait, just imagine that I would be invading your mind. Would you like to get rid of me?
What's one more voice amongst all the others?
True.
That's fine. Just, if things are boring, maybe I'll bother you more. Honestly, we're in this together, really.
Okay, so don't lead a boring life.
I don't think that'll be a problem.
No, unfortunately not.
Oh, look at that. It's dawn. And you wake up.
Oh, thank you.
Darling.
Great.
And with that, you all complete a long rest.
All right.
Finally, all my hit die are back.
Yeah, you were missing one. Ooh.
Ooh.
It's not maxed and you know it.
Yeah, I fucking tried to
Important.
blow up
Oh,
a giant.
real important.
Okay.
That's a good point.
Dan moet er iets mee doen, hè, want je hebt er al dagen niks mee gedaan, denk ik.
Ja, ik had 2 zussen, maar ja. Don't use them.
The day passes without anything, and you wake up again.
Oh god.
Oh, the only way to nerf divination wizards.
Dat is
Ja,
gewoon
maar-
grap iets beginnen vechten om die 20 te gebruiken.
I find God and I hit him.
Ja.
Wake up!
He fails his save,
Okay.
motherfucker. Day is yours.
It's... So, Kat, you had questions.
Yes.
Maybe we all do have questions. Even I have questions.
I guess we're all sitting at the tables separately from the other group, or is everybody here? I mean,
I will say people will come down, and among them is Sada, who looks a little squeamish, but she is eating her breakfast. She does come to you, all of you, and say, I don't really have any memory of anything after you started the ritual. I'm sorry, but I do feel, well, it really hurts, but I saw the runes go away. So thank you, all of you who helped, and thank you, Boris. I heard you were instrumental.
No problem. Just doing my part. Glad you're okay. I hope the pain subsided, or do you need some healing still?
No, I'm perfectly all right. I'm just a little weak still, but it took a lot out of me. I do feel like I'm not afraid. Like if I were to point at someone, that they suddenly would burst into flame. I don't feel that underneath me again anymore. So I do feel like something has calmed down within me.
Yes, but technically speaking, she is not gone. She's
She?
dormant.
Who are you talking about?
Well, the elder god that resided in you.
Oh,
But fine, I also have one inside me. They are dormant. They won't reappear. But don't be afraid. She said that she will protect you. So if ever you come into a life-threatening situation, she will protect you, which is good. That's why you survived. That's why your brother survived. But for now, your body is yours.
I see. Well, that is strange, but it had to be coming from somewhere. Okay. Well, thanks. If she protects me, then I'll try not to get into any dangerous situations.
Don't lean on her powers. And don't just say, "Hey, I need power." Just leave that.
Okay, thank you, Escan. I'll keep that in mind.
Oh, no.
Fine. Bye bye, Isa.
I give a worried look to Nolan again.
I'm sorry. Nolan. I don't know why I called you that.
Me neither. I have this face, you know.
Yeah, you. I'm sorry. I know we've never met before, but well, before everything of this happened here, but I'm I'm sorry. And she'll just turn away and go back to her breakfast. So, if you guys want to speak in private, I will say you are allowed to do so.
Okay. Then I'll just say, what the fuck happened?
We were transported to a realm. We suddenly were mermen and seemed to be conversing with an old god. I don't know what kind of eldritch magic or crazy link up happened there, but it seems the only person who knew what actually was going on is the old mage.
We were in the world of Brennar. Apparently, it's all water and ice.
Okay. And you got rid of her? How? Oh, I mean, suddenly it wasn't gone.
To the
What did
power
you
of
do? I mean,
persuasion.
I
What
mean,
was. Hmm?
uh,
Go ahead.
when we removed Nolan's markings, it was quite an effort. And it seems like this was, I don't know, over faster? Or what did you do?
Hmm. Well, this
You
looked more
did
complex. I didn't do anything. I just talked. Maybe she was
talk.
bored. Maybe she was bored. I don't know.
So you talked with another god and she just went away?
I don't know what Cassius and Boris did. I couldn't see
Pretty
them.
much.
I broke the illusion quite rapidly and I saw you guys floating around. I saw Cassius, he spotted me, I tried to reach
Oh.
him. All the while, I still felt my tether to the hallowed ground, so I was glad we created sacred ground for my deity.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, I was called a son of.
Ja.
Hoe heb ik hier geschreven? A child of Metandor.
Methandor.
That's a name I.
I've never heard of that name.
Have I ever heard of that?
Roland, do you know it?
Make a history roll, Nolan.
Hmm. Nah, not gonna waste my critical 20.
17. With a 17? No.
Mm.
You don't know that name. But there is a feeling that you might have known.
Robin disconnected.
Oh, we're still forward.
GG.
Shadow of
might-
Fame.
Yep, that's it. You might have known. If you
Yeah,
were to
Scar-
embrace the
Scar
old.
knows.
Yeah.
I don't know. Iscan does.
Okay. And who is Iscan?
It's the Trahas soul that once tried to take me over.
Oh, the bug.
Yes, it's Iscan.
Why? Okay.
Just like Isa or whatever the name was the soul trying to not take over or trying to manifest in Sarah.
And what was this thing about unity and the swarm and
Yeah, apparently I learned that Trahas and Brennar were the first to unite. Trahas was a god made also by sacrifice, and they sacrificed their whole species to become one, raging form of mass to fight against the swamp. And apparently Brennar came across Trahas, and she unified. She calmed the anger, which was Trahas, and gave it purpose, a direction. That's as far as I understood.
also
Eventually, they were four: Brennar, Xine, Trahas, Yo. They united against the swarm.
she mentioned something about the chains on Helios.
Yeah, I have no idea. What did you say about chains on Helios? I have no idea.
Ja, was dat niet
Helios.
gezegd?
Yeah, I couldn't see you. I can't hear you.
It was said, but I think it was said to specifically Boris and
you.
not everyone.
Yeah.
She said that your god was
So it's-
chained, and that Gixarion is trying to unbind him to gain his boon.
And that's. Is that a bad
Internet
thing?
kapot. I'm worried because the moment I reached out to Helios 2 days before to sanctify the ground, I saw him in chains. That people were demanding of him, and I was being rewarded by him. I got a favor to my devout love or religion or to him.
Well, I think the enslaving of a god is knowledge far beyond even me.
We need to break him free of his chains so he can protect us. Because I had the feeling even the swarm recognized his power.
There he is.
Hey,
He's back.
Speaking of,
back from the toilet. Lord.
Even in die tent gaan pissen of zo. Allee.
Eigenlijk gemist.
No.
We used the nat 20 portent to bring Gord's soul back, so that's fixed now.
Nice.
It's just it's a nat 20, so it automatically happens, right?
he wouldn't have wasted it on that.
Wasted.
His soul is lost.
Wow.
By the way-
there ain't no soul.
What was the black dome surrounding the hallowed ground?
Oh, that was you know
And
the
I pointed Gord.
yeah it was called.
I look awkwardly away.
That was
Let's say that I was in front of the door. I saw a flash, you know, and suddenly behind me I could hear Gord mumbling all sorts of mumbo jumbo. I mean, Nolan, if you were there, you would have understood everything. I I didn't. I don't know what it was.
well
And then I know this looming darkness. If it's I'm explaining it to eerie God, you must say, but it was this evil, mm, pure, horrid
mhm. Yes, I noticed. You could
darkness,
see
and
it
it
in the
was grasping its arms into the dome. I I
yes.
think it wanted to kill whatever was
Oh,
inside.
of course it did. They have
Yes,
a history, you know.
it was very, very angry,
What's
and
that history? What do you know of it?
Oh,
Of,
well,
of the
this
terrible
goes
echo towards
this goes back nearly 250,000 years ago,
no,
I believe.
no Nolan. The short version.
Well, uh, at a certain point in time, mankind, uh, well, there was civilization on Severnus, and I'm not talking about the Council of Severnus that created Stanona marshes. I'm talking 250,000 years before that, when mankind they inhabited Severnus, and the elder gods found new vessels to manifest. So they were starting to grow
shorter.
larger and larger and larger. And then at a certain point, Ante, which was which was someone, he tried to fight this, I believe, short version. And then Packstone, they gathered or they reaped all the souls, and then Ante was betrayed and he became this being, and all the other gods were destroyed, or the manifestation were destroyed on Severnus.
So they want to kill each other, and they have
Well,
been
yes, he
wanting
wanted.
to do
I
so
think
for.
Ante tried to save his or save mankind. I'm not entirely sure. And
What?
then he was betrayed by Satyane, and he became this being through a sacrifice of
Oh,
millions, probably.
so are you telling
Those
me
were
that
voluntaries.
Ante, the dark power, is a good?
Well, he might have been good once. He just has so much power. He think he went mad.
He's just angry. I also don't think we should use his name.
No, we should.
I don't know.
uh,
No, we
yeah,
shouldn't.
we shouldn't use his name.
We have been
Make him
warned
Voldemort.
multiple
stronger in this
times.
world.
Yeah, that's what gods do. If you tell them name, they grow stronger. Just
Yes, as the essence of gods.
But
Yes.
these pact zones, were they voluntarily made, or that's what's
they were
keeping me
For
up
as
on this.
far as I can see, we figured it out from the founding light scrolls.
I
You
think.
need
These
souls.
thousands, millions of souls, are these volunteers, or do we need to release them? Or
well. In the case of Trahas, they were volunteers. In the case of Brennar, they were volunteers. The species sacrificed themselves, but I don't think that Trahas were voluntarily. Just like Kirixeren is doing now. That's actually the same thing, but on a far smaller scale for now.
Hmm,
So yeah, they don't like each other. So Cord,
apparently.
I think Cord, what they said is that what the elder gods once were chaotic masters of anger and pure emotion, just like this shadow inside you is actually the same. You should, if you can, you should try and give it some direction and unity. Maybe reason with it. I don't know. It used to be a man or some sort of
I'm not sure if it will
human.
listen to me, and it apparently can just take over my
It's
consciousness
yes, well, it's
and
angry
take
and
control.
it's
It's angry enough.
super powerful being. But
Maybe
I
it.
think there is still a shred of what it once was
Well,
inside
maybe.
him.
Maybe it just wants a voice I mean, after 250,000 years of loneliness, maybe he just wants a voice to talk to God.
Don't you know? Do you remember when we were on the island in the lake, and there was this portal, and there was this transcription of text, and it
Yes.
said there was like this text which said, "How long has it been? I want to return. It's cold." I think these were his thoughts. He just wants to return to his homeland. He wants to, and of course, take revenge or something.
On the other gods or the swarm?
I think on Satyani. Because he betrayed him.
The betrayer, yeah.
Yeah, but if I understand your explanation correctly, before he was betrayed, he was still doing
Fighting.
something against the elder gods, right?
Well, that's how. Yes. So I'm not sure who is the evil guy here and who is the good one. I mean, I think they're all pretty fucked up.
That bothers me so much. I'm not sure who or what, or that bothers me so much.
Nolan, how
Sh-
much
What do I do?
do you know about what happened with the elder gods and how they came to be? Because you mentioned earlier you knew
Well,
who was
that's
the
I
first one
don't
to.
know.
You don't, because
No.
the lady told me, or the lady, or whatever, the giant woman in the water. You know, the one you
Yeah,
also saw.
Brennar.
What, is she Brenner or is she the
No, she
priest?
was the there was a priestess that unified the priestess of unity. She said her name.
But she's not the elder god, is she?
No, no, that's true.
Okay, well, the giant lady said or heavily implied at least that my abilities come from or are because or exist because of the soul that I was before, and that I was the one to give my people sorrow by severing the root that connects them all.
Yeah, okay.
But you keep talking about unity. Would severing a connection not be the complete opposite? Like, was everyone in that ancient elder civilization, was everyone on board with the whole we sacrifice ourselves and become one thing? Because
Well,
I don't understand how the person I was before would figure it. Also, she offered me, like she said, if she gave me the name I was before, then those connections would be remade, and it would be better to do it now than to have a moment of crisis manifest that, because then it would be all rage.
well, I think if she gave you the name, then you would have known more. Yes, then you would have had the memories of this second soul. No, you don't. So I can't answer any of your questions honestly, because it's a very personal thing. I have the soul. The name is Iskan, and I have vividly remembered some of their memories months ago.
All right, but none of those memories tell you anything about what went down there.
No, no. The only memories I had were memories of Trahas fighting the swarm and Trahas people uniting in a big ritual to
But you
become.
just got memories, so nothing bad would have happened if I did let her give me the name, is what you're saying. Or,
Yeah, well, you would have been in a Sarah situation.
yeah,
Would have been
obviously.
awakened, yeah.
You would be unawakened. Yes.
All right, so because I didn't, I am fine?
But I don't know. Do you consider me fine?
Honestly, not
Yeah.
really.
Well, then you're the
Not
same.
remotely.
Now, don't exaggerate, Gold.
You
After
think I'm fine?
No, you're not. You're dead.
after the explanation that Cassius gave, with the knowledge I have from the binding lights, do I recognize any of the patterns of everybody sacrificing themselves to become one greater being from the scrolls as well? Because it seems that magic should be connected somehow.
Hmm.
You honestly, I will say, give me one religion roll, and don't worry, we're almost wrapping up here. To see what dots you can connect. So you almost feel the opposite. From what you learned is that what was taken from Helios, what was given from Helios, was much more individual. It was almost catered towards the opposite. It is the antithesis, to allow people to pray and receive what they require. You almost sense like indeed the subservience of the gods to the people, which then chained the god.
Okay. So I understand that the elder gods enslaved their people and demanded of them to become
No, they became the creature. They had no gods to save them. Their gods were either devoured by the swarm or were not powerful. And they then became the power to stand against the swarm.
Okay. Not getting the train of thought straight anyways in my head, so
So yeah. With that, if there's anything else, we will leave you with the contemplation of what the fuck just transpired. Going a little deep in the lore dive, but that's what you get.
yeah.
Well, just forget it and go to Kirksir and kill him.
Take the
I mean-
chains out of Helios and
Yeah.
There was a big clue to all of that as well.
Take the chains
Yes.
of God. Should we even? Like, what if the chains are there for a reason?
they're used to siphon power from the gods.
Isn't that just the same as what you're doing, but different?
I am granted the power of my gods. I'm not
Potato,
siphoning
potato.
them. Yeah, free will is just a choice, right? Who needs it anyway?
Listen, there is a non-zero chance that everything I've ever done has been predestined because of the ancient soul that is within me. So, like, maybe free will is a joke.
Who am I?
Yeah, there you go. Start D&D, kill some rats in a basement. A couple of sessions later, existential crisis about what soul am I?
Is free will even real?
That's how I like it. Don't worry, we'll make some simpler sessions to come. But
How
hey,
did
you
we
get
go
Yes, I have
from-
no idea how to write these in the notes. I have no idea.
How did we go from bullying a thieves guild to having to figure out which god is good and which god is bad?
yeah.
Well,
It
you
was a
weren't
sidetrack.
here for the first 3 years or so,
Yes,
so yeah.
so
That is correct.
It's been there all along, just not very open on the surface, and now it's on the surface again. Yay! Oh fuck! You know I'm a human, and now I'm stuck in it, motherfuckers.
yeah, well, you know the
Drie humans?
Forrest fucks off to open a temple and you make a new character.
Yep, like yeah, the non-Helios character. There you go.
The return of Blackliness. Hoppa.
No, no.
Who knows? But yeah, so for this to work, there's a lot of things had to like, because I didn't plan it to be this fucking exposition-y, but again, like, the three of you made a mental connection. The fact that the Hallow makes a perfect sphere was just... Then I fucking recreated Felix Lustrum's dome. That I did not plan on that at all. A lot of things had to...
Hello, spell under then.
Who the fuck knows? You never went there.
Wait.
yes.
So Gord is channeling the power from Severnus. Kirksarian wanted us to fucking go into the dome to find
Yes.
the other gods, then I presume.
To
Oh,
do
Null was
something.
there.
No, Kixarian wanted to find Null.
Null was in a dome.
Yes, because that's where we were. Felix left.
Yes.
There's something here I'm just not connecting in my mind. You just gave us a big fucking clue and it's not
Maar
connecting. I just
Nakal
feel-
from the Deep was ook nog iets dat er zat. Dat
Ja,
niemand
true.
wou hebben.
Dus
Nakal
de
had
dome
also
is
the
hetzelfde
Jolly
als
Dome.
dat er nu uit Gort zijn gat is gekropen dan en over die dome is gekropen. Allee, ja, wat, whatever.
Great.
It is. I will say that it was an act of resistance and not containment.
Because
So,
we were
yeah.
getting too close to the other gods and it doesn't want that because they locked him in a deadly fight.
I'll let you guys think on that.
Yes.
Found a sword that can kill gods, and now we just have to spend the rest of our time figuring out who we should kill and who we shouldn't kill with it.
There's a gun on the table with one bullet.
It's called Kirksirin.
So yeah, again, a lot of things had to align with this. So I apologize if it was a little bit too info dumpy, but still, I think the Lovecraftian horror element came out nicely.
Oh yeah.
Dat vind ik wel graag, zo die gigantische bezen. Zo. Dat vind ik wel graag aspect.
So
Wel,
yeah,
de guy
there-
in Bolt. Ik had hem toch level 4 moeten maken. Ik heb nog even getwijfeld.
I mean,
Oh,
You
For
one-shot the
what-
god.
yeah. For what it's worth, you did do something there. So I still don't know exactly what the repercussions are going to be, but it was, even though it might have not have looked like it was still a skill challenge. It's just that a lot of you didn't reach the point where it can be, you know,
Yes.
a challenge. And there's Boris fighting his best fight, trying to get people out, because otherwise, yeah.
Still would have been in there.
Yeah,
I mean, it was. This is the thing, like. This, for no other way of expressing myself, this was a bigger fish. So, yeah. It was quite literally, it was quite on the nose. This was the big fish.
Keep walking into situations going, don't worry, we'll fix this, and then realizing
Hey,
2
you
seconds
fixed
in,
it!
we are
You
so
fixed it!
horribly outgunned.
This is a win, though, because you repressed it.
really?
It's-
Like
yeah.
she said, alright, it's okay.
Maybe that's the way it works in the story, but mechanically, y'all
She
did something.
respected my authority. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Exactly. Scartman prevails another day.
Respect my authority.
Screw you guys, I'm going now. That's what she did.
All right.
With that,
Indeed.
fellas, I'm going to shut down the
Yep.
stream. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks you for watching my one.